The William Webb Ellis Trophy glistens in the Bordeaux night. But the greatest try, the greatest trophy in rugby feels a long, long way away for Warren Gatland's men. And before we get things underway, there's one final challenge. The Thimby, the Fijian war dance, led by their inspirational skipper Waisea Naya Talevu. Appreciation for Waisea Naya Talevu and his Fijian warriors, all in a semicircle behind him. And this stadium is packed. 40% red, I suggest. A smattering of Fijian supporters. And then there's the French neutrals who are getting involved with Seven Nation Army. And the biggest, loudest cheer so far this evening was reserved to a Fijian playing for a French team, Lemani Botia, who's on the bench for Fiji. One of the great players in world rugby. Such is the talent available for Simon Raiwalui. It's chillier, it's colder than it was. But what pressure, what expectation here in the Dordogne region on young Jack Morgan. It's one thing being capped, it's another leading your nation in the World Cup. BBC Radio Wales, a very warm welcome to France, a very warm welcome to the 2023 Rugby World Cup. It's sticky here, it's in the mid-20s, and the question remains, will we be drawing comparisons with the 2019 victory against Fiji, or looking back, like we so often do when it comes to Welsh rugby, back to 2007, one of the most unexpected defeats in the history of the game for those in reds. Our referee is Matthew Carney. The countdown is underway. Matthew Carney's been given instruction by the floor manager on the side of the field to tell him, I presume the TV companies are not ready to kick off, James.
I've never seen that before. Never in my life.
What is the point in having a countdown if they don't follow up on it, Josh?
Well, how to start a game, innit? The boys are ready to go, ready to receive the kick-off, and off they go now.
And Teller wasn't quite sure whether or not that whistle was to kick off. An ironic cheer.
More!
Wales' 2023 campaign is underway. France in Fiji. This time, it's the opening fixture. Defeat would not be terminal, but it will be a long road ahead. First touch, Gareth Davis. What's the kicking strategy? Hangs it up high. Taken by Big Billy Mata, the end number 8. And Wales with a good solid kick chase. And Fiji look to run through the forwards on their own 10-yard line. Wales compete to the deck. Wales get a penalty on the deck. And the biggest man of all, Will Rowlands, got down on his hunches and got the penalty for his team.
That's a very long way for him to go down for that ball.
Very long way.
But especially having that from your back, the front middle row, to get that jackal turnover and early on as well. And I'm pretty sure Bigger's going to stick this over now and get the clock ticking.
Okay, let's take you through the two sides. Despite the number of war wounds, Gatland has a strong roster to pick from. So it's Gareth Thomas, Elias and Thomas Francis, front row, Rowlands and Beard, Wainwright, skipper Jack Morgan and Talupe Faletau. Gareth Davis ahead of Thomas Williams, Bigger, Adams and Lewis Rees-Zammit on the wing, Tompkins and North in midfield, Liam Williams full-back. So it's 46-47 metres or so for Dan Bigger. The same old routine. Pushes his chest, pushes his neck, then sits back on his heels. It's more or less dead straight. He'll need to give it some. 2 minutes on the clock, and Dan Bigger strikes it well. Loud cheer to greet the first 3 points of this match. Wales 3, Fiji 0.
Lovely strike by Dan Bigger there. I thought a really good kick as well initially from Gareth Davis. Lovely kick to compete, didn't give Mata any time or allow him any time to run back at Wales. And as Josh already said, a great turnover from Will Rowlands. Good start from Wales.
Teller this time goes long to Faletau. Again, the footwork just guides him past Rabu Taumanda on the right wing for Fiji.
Trapped by your own players.
I'll take you through the Fijian 15 in a second. 9 of them playing for the Drua, the domestic side, 2 seasons into Super Rugby. And as Gareth Baber was saying pre-match, has given the national team so much structure. Long kick, long kick. First opportunity to counter-attack for Fiji, ping it up high into the Bordeaux night, and the chase eventually gets there. Now they're offloading. Randrandra over the halfway line. North competing on the floor. Fijian possession. First attack. Big crash. Carry in midfield, and Gareth Thomas is up slowly off his feet. And now Fiji have a overlap, but they cut back against the grain. Thankfully, thanks to Bill Mata. I still think there's an over to the right. They come left on the halfway line. Matavesi, the hooker. And the Welsh defence has organised a little bit. Teller through the back door. 4 against 2 again. Fiji hold on to it.
Advantage.
And the Welsh defence is being tested here, James.
Yeah, I think they're holding their own at the moment. Wales just giving a penalty away. So Fiji just keeping hold of the ball really well, actually.
And eventually the penalty given on the deck. BBC Radio Wales, 4 minutes played, 3-0 to Wales, and two sides looking to test each other. And listen to the neutrals. Fiji. Teller tried to go for touch. Gareth Davis did his very best to stop it, but it just crept over, and it's 6 metres out. Attacking line out for Fiji.
Line, please, Wales.
First pressure on the Welsh defence.
6.
7 weeks in camp, Josh. What do you do here? Do you compete, or do you stop this driving line with 6 metres out?
Well, we'd either look to put a middle pod up and stop the driving line out, because you know what's coming.
They haven't. They've gone for the drive, and it's pushing Fiji, who's drifting towards the touchline. Matavesi peels away. Jack Morgan sinks him.
Hold.
Francis looks for the turnover, doesn't get it. Big Locks carrying. Thiri Kindaveta. Now it's the 7, who was outstanding against England in Tangi Valu. Fiji again, 5 minutes in, first real attack. Pick and go by the forwards. The backs are all in one big cluster, so they will not be given it any width for now. But they seem contented, but Jack Morgan's got his hands on it. And Jack Morgan gets the penalty and the congratulations of his teammate.
Please stay up.
That's why he's captain, leading from the front. Lovely turnover and a quick kick by Bigger now.
Bigger went for distance, and he's got from his own shadows of the post up to Fijian half, and Wales have an attacking line out just in Fiji territory. BBC Radio Wales, 6 minutes. Wales 3, Fiji 0.
That's a great kick from Dan Bigger. Just puts the ball back in Fiji territory. And a great chance to attack here.
Wales come through Charles, straight through, up to the 10-yard line, then drifts himself, comes back inside to Gareth Davis, over the 22, needs support, goes to ground, 10 metres out of Wales, quick ball, and it should be there for them. Will Rowlands plays scrum half. Nick Tompkins in two minds, step back inside. It's still 6 against 4 if they go left. Davis knows this. Bigger, Liam Williams, out of the far side of Josh Adams. Once again, Josh Adams against Fiji. He cannot stop scoring against the Fijians. And this time, first try for Wales. They lead by 8 points to 0, and we've got 7 minutes on the clock. Beautifully executed try. Simplicity in the end, but the hard work by George North. Perfect tonic for Warren Gatland. Wales 8, Fiji 0.
Yes, that's actually Ron Bradra, who's got caught short in defence there. It's a lovely, just a little tip pass from Tompkins to George North, but Radra's bitten in. That's a lovely break from George. It's all about composure then. When Wales get into the 22, keep the composure, keep the patience. That's a lovely ball from Liam Williams out to Josh Adams. And as you say, Gar, he can't stop scoring, can he, against Fiji?
But that all started from the turnover by Jack Morgan, the quick kick by Dan Bigger, and you could see the tempo that Wales are looking to bring today. Just getting that ball moving, and just a nice lovely break to start off with George, and then what a way to finish it in the corner with Josh.
Let's enjoy this. Hymns and arias sounding around the Stade de Bordeaux, and well, it might. Bigger, tricky conversion, and he pushed it, so it's still 8-0, 8 minutes played. If you're just joining us on BBC Radio Wales, welcome. Opening game of the World Cup. One penalty from Dan Bigger's boot. Neat finish by Josh Adams. It's hot, it's humid, 28 degrees. But the perfect start, really, for Warren Gatland's charges. Good kick return, or reception, I should say, from Adam Beard with a skull cap on his head. Wales in danger of drifting towards that touchline. Davis, 30 metres out from his own try line, heels on the far touchline, kicks it away. This is where they're dangerous. Breaking tackles in midfield is the fullback, Ruasese. Fiji in open play. Big carry by Bill Mata. Now they give it away, and this man is a danger. Oh, it was Ambosi, the left wing, such a talented player. Here are the danger signs. Maui, the loose head, up to the 10-yard line. Big contact from Faletau on Tangi, the tight head prop. Still possession. Another big carry by Thiri Kindaweva, who can play 8, wearing the clock position. Now's the skipper, Nayatalevu. Fiji's best passage of play. Ball spilled, big tackle in midfield. Turnover ball could be vital for Wales. Nick Tompkins shouldn't have done me, kept it alive. Wales still have numbers on the far side if they go. George North knows this. North in two minds himself. Big hit on him on the 10-yard line, 15 metres in, and North was isolated. And Dan Bigger screams at George North and gives him a right rollicking. North is penalised, and Wales go from attacking position to, in all probability, they're conceding 3 points or defending their own line out.
Yeah, I think Dan Bigger's screaming at George North. I think that ball had to go. We can all see the overlap here on the outside. There's a prop on the edge, and Wales had a 3v1. George decided to hold on to the ball and ultimately get turned over, so that's why Dan Bigger was barking at George North there.
Do you like seeing that, boys? Is there any value in shouting your own teammate?
It wouldn't help me.
No, it wouldn't, it's not good for morale either. He doesn't need to do that, and George already knows he's done wrong with the turnover, but that ball needed to go earlier. You got a loose head prop on the wing, and we had backs alongside them.
Fiji decide against going for the corner. They go for the points. They trail by 8 points to 0. Teller. Oh, not the best of penalties. He's missed it.
Wait.
These are the little differences you need to get right. Liam Williams goes for touch.
Need to get a line here.
Fiji take it quickly. Gareth Davis flies up but that might create a dog leg. Fiji have numbers right if they go it, and they do go right. Here's the danger signs for them, for Wales. Again, looking to force the offload. Draw it. Billy Mata, the Edinburgh man, sacked by Ryan Elias. Wales defence looking solid now, and they're competing again through Will Rowlands. We've got an early penalty. Fiji,
Backwards ball out.
middle of midfield, on Wales' 10-yard line, offloading from the Fijians. Oh, they're starting to get pumped now, and they're breaking tackles. They're up to the 22. Fiji on fire. Billy Mata charging, knocks it on. Dan Biggar collects, looks to counter-attack to Nick Tompkins. Tompkins himself in two minds, just like George Northwood. Lewis Rees-Zammit, he's going the wrong way round from his own 22. What's he doing here? Loose pass to Wainwright. Calypso stuff from Wales from their own 22. And Josh Adam, footwork over the far touchline. And this is the danger. This is the danger when you play Fiji.
Yeah,
it might look good for Wales, but they want unstructured rugby, don't they?
It's opened up a bit. Fiji starting to get their hands free in contact. And as we mentioned before the game, it is greasy out there, and twice now Fiji, Wales' defensive line are up, and twice Fiji have knocked the ball on in contact. But great entertaining start.
Fiji down by 8. Randrandra on the charge. Big collision into Jack Morgan. That was a draw. Matavesi holds on to the ball second time. It's sticky, it's humid, it's slippier. Fijians dropping balls, but that could work in their favour. That's straight through the skipper. Nyahalebu! Breaks 4 tackles and has the pace to go all the way, and then just stands in admiration. A big pose to show the world that Fiji means business, and Wales are getting caught again. They're doing exactly what they shouldn't be doing, and Fiji are loving it.
This reminds me a little bit 2019. We're stuck in our own half, just get the ball down there and then set the line, but we're running across the field, trying to play a little bit like Fiji and moving the ball, and then they get a line out in our own half, and then they've just scored by here now.
Nyahalebu crashes through a double tackle by Dan Biggar and Aaron Wainwright, and then there's no stopping him.
Yeah, it came from a loose pass from Fiji as well, but Nyahalebu was on top of it, and as you say, Gad, just went straight through Biggar and Wainwright, and just old-fashioned run straight and hard, and Wales have got to make those tackles, I'm afraid.
Taylor's had the drop already when it comes to conversion. So it's Frank Lomani wearing 9. No kid in months, remember. Lomani, good conversion. 7-8, 14 minutes. And Wales was smooth sailing for 5. And then once the game got unstructured, Josh Navidi, it just showed the danger that any side now faces against Fiji.
This is exactly what Wales would have spoken about the weeks leading into this game. We can't afford to play loose and erratic. Just stick to structure, get a structure into the game. And obviously, that's where Fiji's strengths come in.
Kick-off taken by Joasese. 15.
Ripped by Red.
Been very obvious in this game, looking for a lot of work. Fiji just outside their own 22. Lomani told to get on with it, can't go direct to touch. So he took it back into his 22. Kick to complete then. Liam Williams, he spills it and knocked on as well.
Knocked on by Red.
15 minutes on the clock. Wales up by 1. Thanks for your company. BBC Radio Wales, Garth Rhys-Owen, Josh Navidi and James Hook.
Yeah, Liam Williams, don't see that too often. You know, it's usually bread and butter for him, but as you mentioned, the ball's greasy. Nice little kick to compete from Fiji. Just starting to come into this game now, Fiji. And it was a perfect start for Wales. For the last 4 or 5 minutes, Fiji starting to have their say.
Stade de Bordeaux, scene of the famous victory for the Wales football team back in 2016, built a year earlier. One of the most square shaped grounds you'll ever see. As a consequence, we're all pretty close to the action. And it's fair to say it's almost a 50-50 split between Fijian supporters. And once again, Naifavelu back inside to Ranrandra. Wales are being shredded. Ranrandra has support, and it's going to be a second try in 2 minutes. Tangi Valu, the recipients for the magic of the French backs. We know their quality. Seni Ranrandra and Waisea Naya Dalevu, and Wales are all over the shop in Bordeaux. And Fiji now take the lead. Josh Davidi, you have to be seriously worried now.
I am a little bit. My heart's going. It's all how we bounce back from this now. How we get back to playing where we want to play. But they should not be scoring. Fiji shouldn't be scoring from that. But that's what they offer. Those inside track lines for Tangi Taivalu, that's what they bring. They're always after that second touch. And it just... the defence, we need to tighten up, get into the space in between players and stopping that offload, because it's really hurting us at the moment.
Yes, it's the first up tackles, Josh, isn't it? Which they would have spoken about probably for the last 3 months. They can't go high on these boys, and that's what they've done for the last 2 tries. And as you say, the offload game for Fiji starting to fire as well. Not a great 5 minutes for Wales there.
Lomani, patience is rewarded. Conversion is good. Wales 8, Fiji 14. Now once again, it's Dan Biggar and Nick Tompkins between them. Biggar rescues Tompkins, doesn't he? Or is it just a case of finding the gap? For Ranrandra does so well, keep his composure. And when you have a flanker like Tangi Valu, just gallops in from 30 metres. Again, Wales missing first-time tackles. This time it's the prop Gareth Thomas, and Fiji make 4 metres in the carry. Warren Gatton's players are making these Fijians look like world beaters. Dan Biggar, bit of composure, finds grass. Fiji look to clear it back, and there's Lewis Rees-Zammit on his own 10-yard line. Time looks to counter-attack, drifting, but this is the pace of Rees-Zammit up to Fiji 10-yard line. He's isolated, that's almost turned over, and again he's penalised twice now. Lewis Rees-Zammit has shown his talent, his commitment, but he's put his team into a little bit of trouble, Josh.
Yeah, he's a bit isolated, and obviously the pack are slow to react, to get over that ball and secure that ball, and it's a great tackle by Randraja just to get that turnover, and we're just too slow at the minute. We need to sharpen up and just doing the basics right. We're just doing everything wrong. The loose tackles, the miss one-on-one tackles, that's what Fiji are going to do. They're going to get you isolated, they're going to put footwork around you, and just it's the speed to ball and to the play. We need to be on it.
Wales,
Quarter of the way through the game, finally getting an opportunity to pause for breath. Fiji attacking lineouts. They go right to the tail to Vilimata. Watch out, here they come again. Big carry by the Gloucester man to Isue. Drags in a couple of defenders. Now they switch back to Mata. Pre-planned move. They look on fire to the Fijians. As I say that, it's spilled forward. Turnover ball. Wales again look to counter-attack. Again, Liam Williams in 2 mind. And Dan Biggar sits back, quarterback style, charge down, back to Gareth Thomas. Somebody, James, needs to put the brakes on this at the minute.
Yeah, it's frantic at the moment, and Fiji have let Wales off the hook a little bit there with another knock on. It's a scrum to Wales, but yeah, they just, from turnover, there's a lot of space out on the width, and just Wales look a little bit reluctant to play it there at the moment. You know, they're a little bit indecisive. And Dan Biggar lucky to get away with that charge down. Obviously we had advantage for the knock on. Just waiting to settle things down. As I say, they're a perfect start.
I think that's a big one, settle down. It's a bit frantic, and just be cool and calm and collective, as they would have spoken about. This is what Fiji want, for the game to be on their terms, frantic, loose, and we just need to calm down a little bit and take a breath. Lucky we've got a water break now.
I still go back to that moment, whether it's consequential or Dan Biggar screaming at George North 10 minutes into the World Cup. What's going on there?
Yeah, I think Josh mentioned it. It doesn't help players. We've seen it before from Dan Biggar in Six Nations to Rio Dyer. It doesn't help. I know he plays on the edge and he's 100% there. No one can take that away from him. But yeah, you're right, Guy. It's certainly not going to help George North.
Okay, water break. Just let me take you through the Fijian team. The back line is electric. There are 3 Drua players in Drua Sese, who's been very talented so far. We haven't seen much of the 2 wingers, Ravutamanda and Hambosi. Hambosi, number 11, is on fire in Super Rugby. And then the experienced midfield combination, Nayatha Levu and Semiran Randra, with Josh Tuisova to come off the bench, either in midfield and on the wing. Teti Tela in at 10 instead of Caleb Muntz. Frank Lomani 9. Then the front row, Maui Matavesi Tangi. Nasila Sila is the lock alongside Thiri Kindaveta. Tuisue Mata and the try scorer Tangi Valu. If you're just joining us, 20 minutes played, Wales down by 14 points to 8. They were up 8-0 thanks to a Josh Adams try and a Dan Biggar penalty, but since then they are all over the place, Josh.
Yeah, you can see right here now, Fiji were ready probably a good minute before Wales were, and they want to get this game going. They're used to this heat because they've trained a lot in Fiji and used to the temperature.
Meters made, Wales 136, Fiji 344 in 21 minutes of international rugby. Josh, you're shaking your head.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen, but that's what Fiji bring, that weak shoulders, attacking their footwork, one-on-ones. That's what they want. They're not going to run at 2 people, they're going to look for that space.
Scrum collapses. What's the referee saying? Reset.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
I think this is where the test is now. Getting a solid scrum, getting out of our half, and the turf's building up here as well.
Well, we just watched South Africa beat Scotland by not messing around, doing nothing complicated against a Scottish side that were keen to tango, and South Africa said no thank you very much, James, didn't they?
Yeah, we know exactly what you get from South Africa, don't we? But I think Josh is right here in terms of the scrum, the set piece. It's a scrum reset, but I think that last scrum looked pretty solid from Wales, and this is somewhere where we have to be solid against Fiji. First 2 tries for Fiji haven't come as any surprise. We know exactly what they're going to bring.
Some worried looks around the start of Bordeaux because Wales are down by 14 points to 8. Rock solid scrum. Good news for Gatland. Faletau goes left. Wales looking to attack from depth, and it's good play all the way to Josh Adams up to the halfway line. Wales looking to play, which is interesting, and now they switch back to the other direction. Loose pass, spelt, turnover. They were offside. Bill Master. I chuckle here because notice the body language as soon as something goes wrong for a Wales player, Josh. For Fiji, I mean.
Yeah, they're ready to go. As soon as that ball gets spelt from Wales and the turnover, you can see they flick a switch and they're ready to go. I think we got out of jail lucky there. The ref obviously blowing the whistle quickly, but they're ready to do the counter attack and get back into the game. They're loose. The loose game now. They love playing.
2 tries for Fiji. And Naya Talevu, the skipper, and Tangi Valu, the open side. Josh Adams with the early score, and a penalty after 2 minutes for Dan Biggar. There's an opportunity to close the score to 3 points. Dan Biggar, 47 metres, direct in line. NFL style field goal. Beautifully struck, on its way, and that's the chill pill that Wales needs.
Yeah, well struck again by Dan Biggar, and all that came from scrum, good solid set piece. Wales playing to the edge. There's a lot of space out there on the edges, we've already mentioned, and Wales need to keep playing there, make Fiji turn and make their big forwards work hard.
Fiji go deep, Dan Biggar the dummy, and then the banana kick keeps it alive. They spoke about keeping the ball alive, not looking for touch. Fiji go for the up and under on the halfway line. George North calls for it. George North gets it to Wainwright. Wainwright who can run. He's isolated a little bit. Fiji want the turnover. They don't get it. North play scrum half. Jack Morgan got one early turnover, which led to the try. Gareth Davis sniping on the fringes. Tom Francis, of all people, cutting back inside. Nick Tompkins crunched back in the tackle as Tompkins can hear the ooze. Gareth Thomas, Liam Williams up to the 22, and the ball was just behind Lewis Rees-Zammit, and it went over the touchline. But there are gaps there, there are spaces there to be exploited by Wales. They trail by 3, 25 minutes on the clock in the start of Bordeaux. BBC Radio Wales.
Here on the touchline. Penalty only. Okay, hang on.
This is where we need to keep Fiji now deep in their half.
Captain.
And just keep pressure on them.
Let's see what the referees say.
Penalty only. Number 11, no arms tackle after the pass. It will be a penalty against Fiji. No what? No arms tackle by number 11. So it will be a penalty.
Well, that's a penalty against
11. Please grasp.
Naya Hambosi.
How far out? One more, say that again.
So he hits Dan Bigger late without the use of an arm. I don't really think it's that late to hit. If you're going to penalise him, you're going to penalise him for the no arm, which one would argue might be a yellow card.
Yeah,
James.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. You know, it is a no arms tackle, and it probably should be a yellow card.
Bigger drills it right into the corner. Fiji down to 14. They should be down to 14, but Ambosi survives. Back to the bread and butter. Pressure on Ryan Elias. Goes to the middle. Adam Beard. Wales backing their set piece. 5 metres out. Rolling maul. Edging closer. Gareth Davis joins the party. Now is drifting back inside. Wales within a metre. Within 2 metres. Sacked by Fiji. Ball springs out. Tom Francis has to do the dirty work. Gets the ground. Pick and go. This time by Jack Morgan. Underneath the shadows of the Fijian posts. Pick and go again. Wales going back to basics. They're ever so near. Bigger tells Gareth Davis keep it because there's no options out wide. Davis eventually gives it a Bigger who's in 2 minds, and he juggles and falls to the floor. He just didn't want the ball, but it's still Wales possession. Best play in the last 10 minutes. They trail by 3 here in the start of Bordeaux. 5 metres out. Forwards through Jack Morgan. Pick, drive, supported by Wainwright. BBC Radio Wales in Bordeaux, opening fixture of the 2023 Rugby World Cup. Wales have been given a scare. Now they're backing their power game, and the forwards are burying and digging and working their way towards the Fijian try line. Fijian defence flies out. Chop tackle. Penalty will come because they were offside. Mata was the turnover. Penalty given.
Just patience now, boys. Just need to stay down here. Picking and go in. Just taking our time. We rushed here at the start after the drive coming out early. Bit frantic with the picking and go in, but now that was a bit slower. Getting the boys back on their feet. The forwards moving and just keeping it tight. We don't need to go out with the back until we know it's on.
Big call.
That's what Bigger. They've gone for the corner.
Big call that, you know, it's simple. Dan Bigger can knock that over with his eyes closed, you know, to take it back to 14 all.
Right call was.
Back in the driving maul.
Well, we'll find out now. I would be taking the 3, but hopefully we can get over.
Wales ignore 3 easy points. Go to the corner, and Adam Beard is hit by his man. Ryan Elias at the tail gun, rolls out, throws it any which way but how to Gareth Davis, who's buried in the tackle. And now the Fijian defence is set. Wales 8-9 metres from the Fijian try line. 14-11 to Fiji. Fiji, who were breaking tackles at will, up to 400 metres in the opening 28 minutes. Wales lost a bit of possession. George North up Nick Tompkins' shoulder. George North underneath the sticks. Second try for Wales. And the centre partnership combines beautifully. The forwards did the hard work. Tompkins with a delay and a walk-in. for George North.
That's a lovely line by George North. Again, it's Tompkins just putting George North in. It's a lovely angle. It's Fiji getting tight. They bounce out some misreading defence from Fiji. That's a lovely line from George North. And like Josh said, Wales so far, when they get into the 22, they actually look quite composed, don't they?
Yeah, it's just started with the drive, and we know it's going to be a threat of ours throughout this game. Where Fiji really lack is in the drive, and that's where we need to attack them. And they've got the front forward for the backs, where we can release the likes of Tompkins and George.
Bigger, good with the conversion. Wales back in the lead. Wales 18, Fiji 14. And I'm exhausted already.
But if you look at it, Fiji gave away 2 key penalties there, and this is where they struggle. It's a knock-on effect. We need to keep positives, and with Wales now, we just need to have a mindset of keep it down there, keep the pressure on them, and let them make mistakes, not ourselves.
BBC Radio Wales, BBC Sounds, 30 minutes played. Fiji get kick off straight back. Excellent competing in the air, and they have the ball in Wales' 22. They go to the short side. Matavesi, dummies, carries in to attack. Fiji again. They've been so efficient in this game. Forward, bashing it up. Now they go wide. Randrandra ships it away, loose pass. And Droasese keeps it alive. Turned over for Wales. Nick Hopkins is hobbling. Gets it to Gareth Thomas. Hit, turnover. Wales were lucky there. Wales were so lucky there that Fiji just couldn't grasp the ball. And Gareth Thomas lost the ball and lost his wind as well, because he was smashed in his ribs by Hambosi.
he's on a little breather there, guy.
Time off.
Don't quite know if he knows where he is at the moment, but that was a huge hit. But unfortunately, straight from the try, Wales failed to deal with the kick-off. That's allowed Fiji another attacking opportunity, a great attacking opportunity just on the 22, bang in front of the middle of the field.
So Gareth Thomas gets the ball unexpectedly. He just pauses for a second to look around, almost like a quarterback, and then the linebacker comes from behind him and just smashes his shoulder right into his hip. And he's still down, bless him. I think he'll be okay, will he? Well, no. I thought he was winded, but it's a shoulder injury, Josh.
Yeah, it looks like he's holding his shoulder there. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. I'm pretty sure he'll get up and get a scrum penalty now. Just wants 5 minutes, a bit of a break, a bit of a kick cat.
Let's go.
Watching the replay again. Yeah, it's a quarterback sacking, isn't it? It's that one where they come from behind, they have no idea.
You can't see him coming, he's getting caught in the ribs there. It's never nice. Never turn your backs on Fijians.
Yeah. Fiji 14, Wales 18. It's been a ding-dong battle so far in the opening half an hour. The warning signs are there for Wales. When they focus, get back to the grind, they look solid. The Fiji want to let rip, and it's worked so far. James, interesting formation for Fiji here. Attacking scrum, 20 metres in. Tell me what's going on here.
Yeah, there's two back stacked behind the scrum, and then 2 either side. They got Randrandra on the right, which they're going to go to now. Huge threat.
Randrandra straight into Dan Biggar. Sit down, Biggar. Now is an overlap. Wales clinging on defence. Randrandra just pile drived into Dan Biggar. Wales are penalised on the floor. Billy Mata, beautiful offload by him. Just about gathered by Ravu Taumanda. Fiji, they've scored 2 already. Wales looking creaky defensively. Carried in midfield powerfully by Tangi, the tight end prop. Now they go. Biggar again. Got his hand involved. Somani suggested he was offside. I don't think the referee's referring to that penalty. He's referring to an earlier one.
If you've lifted the ball, you can tackle your arm.
And we'll see a replay of Randrandra into Dan Biggar. Biggar did a good job of slowing him down, actually.
Speed bump.
I think that helps, really. Let Jack Morgan make a tackle.
This is the ref.
Jack, hang on. Time's off. You're the captain of this team. There's too much coming from the rest of your players now. Please take control of that for me. It's your penalty. What would you like to do? Time on. Thank you.
That cheer tells him
I know,
that Fiji are going to the corner.
That's
But
a
the
massive
rest
call.
stops.
Statement from Fiji there.
Just stop.
Going to a corner.
Step off, please, guys.
We knew about the threats. We knew that Fiji were talented, and they've shown this already. They're down by 4. Opening fixture for Wales in the 2023 Rugby World Cup. This time, it's Fiji who go for the driving maul, but Randra and a few others are lurking with intent in midfield. Here they go. Scrum half goes himself, Lomani, sacked down. Now the peel off the back. They're 7-8 metres out to the Fijians. Options left, right. I think the forwards will keep it for the time being. Little tip pass worked lovely for Tangi Valu. Forward still there, 6 metres out, right in the centre of the field. Teller, the fly half, sits back in the pocket. It's unlikely he's thinking of drop goal, George Ford style. And the forwards buoyed on by the French supporters. There's a number of Fijians here, but they're mostly French, and they're certainly favourites amongst the locals. 6.5 minutes left of this pulsating half of rugby, where Wales have creaked and have been broken on 2 occasions, and they're having to defend again. This time Fiji patient, this time Fiji driving through the forwards, and they're made 3 or 4 metres, and the wave keeps coming, and it's over. Maui, the loose head, hands in the air to celebrate. What's the call by the referee? Maui claims it. What's the decision? We go upstairs to the TMO.
The grounding, please.
Okay, stand by, Matt. We'll have a look.
Now here the TMO is Brian McNeice, and the loose head, Eroni Maui, plunged over the ruck, and his celebrations told me that the Fijians think they've done
let's
it.
get your tacklers away so I can look at that. If they're just shifting your tacklers,
they're walking
and you're
back as
slow
if they've
moving,
scored.
that's the priority.
It was like a quarterback dive over the top there.
Over. Ooh. I don't know.
Okay, Matt, we're just going to have a look at this again.
Just as he goes to tap it down, it slips out of his hands on the greasy surface.
Looks like he pushes it with his own hand.
Now, if there's still contact, it's a try. If there's separation between his hands and the ball, then it's no try.
I
Matt,
think there
this
is
is tight. We're just going to
separation.
have another look here. Stand by.
So Brian McNeice looking to see if there's any separation between his hand and the try line. The bottom hand is still there. It's whether or not the top hand manages to push it down.
That looks like a knock-on from me from
He's
here.
losing control of the ball. He's lost control of the ball. There's no separation, but there's no press.
So we've got a knock on.
Correct. Yeah. I just stand by. I also want to have a quick look at the tackle by the Welsh player before this.
No try.
No try. But what about this tackle by Ryan Elias? So Ryan Elias doesn't use his arms to sack down the player.
Well, he's just penalised Fiji about 10 minutes ago for a no-arms tackle, so we're watching the replay here again, and Elias has done exactly the same there. He's not used his arms.
No, he's just used his body.
Exactly, so if that's the case, Elias is the man who actually makes the tackling, makes the knock-on, so this could be a penalty try.
So Matthew Carney and Brian McNeice says this.
We think that there's an arm coming through, so there's no clear foul play. It's knocked on in goal. It will be a goal line drop out to Wales.
Do you think he's lucky there?
No
I
try.
think it's a difficult position here, especially defending as a forward. He's diving towards the line. You have to try and get underneath him, and the only way you're going to go is pointing towards the ground and his toes, and try and lift your hand, try and do that and raise it above your head. It's very hard in that position. I know you have to try and wrap it, but
If you want an idea of how tense things are, there are 2 Welsh supporters who have just stood up like they've won the World Cup to scream into life. Billy Mata, charging run, straight into Thomas Francis, and Will Rowlands and Adam Beard just about hang on.
Penalty advantage.
Penalty coming to Fiji, shot for nothing here. They are full of energy, and Wales are offside, and Fiji are making 2-3 metres every time they carry. They're still up by Wales. Great play for Billy Mata, gets it away into Gareth Davies. Back will come to the penalty.
To be honest, I'm surprised the Wales are up by 4 here, and Gareth Davies has taken a hit on the head as well.
Yeah, it's all because Wales have been really clinical when they have gone the 22. They've probably 2 clear-cut opportunities in the 22 and they've taken them. You know, but I think it seems it's been all Fiji other than that, doesn't it?
Yeah, we've played all the game in our own half, and that's where we don't want to be. We want to be back down there. Jack's talking to the ref.
Jack talking to the referee. Sorry, Josh, I just what's going on here? There's another conversation between Matt Cardle, the referee, and Wayne Barnes, the assistant. What's going on this time?
On the screen there.
It's a high tackle on Gareth Davies.
Matt, that's the best angle for you.
Can we have real speed, please, so we can judge force?
Yeah,
High
you'll
tackle
get it for
Gareth
real speed
Davies
for you now, just stand
by Rabu Taumanda, and this could be a crucial point of this game. Davis is falling,
Just stand by, we'll get real
but
speed.
it's wrapped around his neck and his head. Big call for the refereeing panel here.
Correct.
Yeah, you just mentioned that guy. He's falling, Gareth Davies, so that would be the mitigating factor.
It's a penalty.
Correct.
It's a penalty. It's a penalty for a high tackle. This is the last time I'm going to ask you.
I already made them.
You control your players, else I'm going to take a sanction. I'll have the same message for Wales. Penalty
Nice
over here,
instruction
Jack.
to Isaiah Nayatalebu, and
It's the
Jack
same
Morgan
message for you as
will
well.
get the same messages again.
Take control of your players. I will listen, okay? I don't want to see players doing this or shouting, okay?
So the referee
High tackle.
is telling Jack Morgan he
Time
doesn't
is
want
on.
to see players signalling TMO by doing that little TV box thing. I guess that's the rugby equivalent of showing a card, isn't it?
It's not what the ref wants, and there's enough eyes around, and especially the backroom staff as well are looking out for little things like that. So if the ref doesn't call it straight away, there's gonna be someone in the back room who's going to be looking at little things like that. So we don't need to get on the wrong side of the ref.
4 minutes left of the first half. Radio Wales, BBC Sounds, Wales 18, Fiji 14. On an evening like this, we wish we were all neutrals. This is a game for the neutrals, unlike Argentina, England last night. It has a bit of everything, including some pretty iffy Welsh defending. But that's to be understood, because Fiji, when they rock, they rock. And Wales just looking to suck time out of the clock. Driving ball, approaching halfway. What's wrong, Josh?
Well, the ref's saying use it. He's called it twice, and we have to get it out of there. I know we're going forward, but you've got to play to the ref there and get it out.
And he'd given the warning.
Yeah, we got the dry serve. It looked like he was going to move forward. It's creeping ever so slightly, but he's called it use it twice. So we need to get it out of there and just move the ball. And we've just given away a scrum now. So just turned it over to Fiji again.
So if you're Dan Bigger and Nick Tompkins, what are you talking about here? You see that generally they just track it up with Randrandra as flat as they can get it. Yeah, on the halfway line, James.
I think that's exactly what's kind of mentioned about Dan Bigger going high a couple of times. If you're Randrandra, you're thinking, give me the ball, I'm running straight over the top of him.
I'm sure he's shouting yours.
You take 12. Yeah, I got 10, you take 12.
You take 10 and 12 and 13. I'll have 9.
Warren Gatland with a concerned look in his face.
HIA.
Oh,
Gareth Davies off for an HIA. Thomas Williams, a very able replacement. Many thought he should have started. So, 2.5 minutes to go in an absorbing first half. Warren Gatland would have hoped and prayed for a damp squib of an opening 40. And in periods, Wales have ground it out. An early try by Josh Adams, a neat score by George North, but in between, the likes of Ranrandra and Naya Dalebu have run riot. Good scrum for Fiji, just inside Wales's half. Backs want it. Wild pass, but that could work in Fiji's favour because it's collected by Druasese. Druasese sacked on the halfway line. Shape's gone now. Billy Mata. Minute and a half to be played, and Fiji's still coming. Adam Beard looking for a turnover.
That's unlucky for Adam Beard there. Jack Morgan just couldn't roll away quick enough and just cost us a penalty now.
1 minute left. I think they'll go for the corner. More to do with not being able to back Teki Teller's ability at the post. The Teller goes for distance, and he didn't quite nail the penalty, so Fiji are a good 12 metres out in Wales' 22. Last minute of the first 40. Wales doing what they've done a lot of in this half, defend.
There's going to be another drive set from Fiji here. I wouldn't be surprised if even they do the old pull-out play.
To the back they go. Billy Mata, who's been very, very inspirational for his side. Forwards keep it. Lumata Vezi, one stop. Lomani peels away. Ranrandra fracks run just into Tompkins and Bigger. They both suck him down and get the tackle. Fiji running direct, no nonsense from then. Looking to close at the half to the impressive fullback Druasese. Wales competing on the floor. Still Fijian ball. Ranrandra looks up, peels back, sees there's Tom Francis, then crashes into Liam Williams. Williams was waiting for him though, and he's a tough nut himself, isn't he? Spelt backwards, and Fiji is still going. That was a high tackle, I think, on a Fijian player, but we'll play on for the time being. Matavesi, brother Josh, spent many a happy season with the Welsh region, the Ospreys. Jack Morgan turns it over. Liam Williams playing with fire, but Wales looking to go from depth. Thomas Williams, Nick Tompkins knocked on by George North, and the referee blew the whistle. Fiji would have wanted to play on there. And that's the end of the half.
That was very lucky.
That is lucky.
It's so lucky the ref blew for a knock on. Well. 18 points to 14. Wales lead. Summarise that for me, James.
Well, I think Wales have taken their chances. It's been pretty much all Fiji throughout this game. He's just watching the screen here. Dan Bigger is livid with something. He's not happy. But at the end of the day, Wales come off at half-time, 18-14 up. Well, it's pretty much been all Fiji. As I say, they've taken the chances in the 22. They've been clinical. But other than that, they've just been defending.
Yeah, like, I'd be happy with that 18-14 and the way we've played. And the boys will go in now, have a chat, and say what they need to put right for the second half. It's been a bit frantic. We haven't been settled. And Fiji, and fair play to them, they've kept us in our own half. And just like them, we're trying to play, just put the ball down the pitch. We know the clock's up, or even kick it out. We know the clock's up, and we can go back into the change room, come back out and reset.
Wales were 8-0 up very early into the game, thanks to a Dan Bigger penalty and a Josh Hardem's try in the far corner. Then two scores for the Fijians. Skipper Naya Dalevu, and then the flanker Tangi Balu. Dan Bigger then added a second penalty, and the George North touchdown gives the lead to Wales by 18 points to 14.
Gareth Rees-Owen, Josh Navidi and James Hook. Go take a break. What a frantic but thrilling first half it's been in Bordeaux here on BBC Radio Wales. Back with our team in France for the second half shortly. Ian Hunt with you on Radio Wales. Then our base for the evening is the Cardiff Arms Park Clubhouse here for the evening, with Wales fans having a night out to watch the rugby here, enjoying that fascinating first half. And also with me, Gareth Baber, the former Fiji coach, former Fiji Sevens coach, who won Olympic gold in Tokyo in 2020 and knows many of these Fijian players. And Gareth, I think we've just seen one of the best first 40, well, one of the best 40 minutes of this Rugby World Cup so far. What an absolute cracker that was.
Yeah, we said it was going to be a fascinating contest, and it's lived up to expectation. I think that obviously going in at half-time, Wales will be pleased, especially where they were able to see out those last two sets defensively inside their 22 and not give a point away. I think there was hearts in mouths when Aroni Maui jumped over the top of that breakdown. But yeah, they've seen it out. But what's impressed me more than anything is probably the Fijian carrying ability, the meters they've made every time they've carried, the speed with which they're hitting the ball. People like Bill Matter and Tui Sui really taking the game to Wales. In fairness, we've lived on our wits a little bit as Welsh people, and we've turned around and we've nicked at the other end. So I think going in at half time, there'll be the desire to play more in the Fijian half and not let them have so much ball.
I mean, now we know why so many people were worried, so many people were nervous about this game. You know, you can understand it. It's been great to watch, but it's been a nervy one.
Yeah, it has been a nervy one. There was a couple of other opportunities I think that Fiji would be ruined they didn't take. There was one for Wales which was down that right hand side where Reece just overran Liam, and there was a potential for just going down there, but there hasn't been too many of them from Wales. That will be of concern, and the major sort of pressure in the game has probably come from that Fijian carrying game. They got into their rhythm, and you know, when you look at the likes of Josh Tuisova and Botia on the bench, then there's a lot of carrying ability to come on. And you talk about the bomb squad from South Africa. There's plenty to come from the Fijian bench.
Yeah, you and I were watching that, and I think, you know, the concern may be the way that the Fijians have sort of got through the Welsh tackle, got through the Welsh contact, wasn't it, all too easily. But let's bring in a few supporters here, because, you know, obviously getting very animated and shouting at the TV screens, understandably, so much to shout about, so much to be excited about. Come in a little bit closer, guys, if you would. Nia, let me start with you. We spoke to you before the game and you were confident, you were optimistic. How are you feeling at half-time after that? 18-14, that's a nervy, tense lead that Wales have.
Yeah, and it could go completely either way. I'm not confident now at all.
Confidence has gone.
Completely gone, absolutely, completely out the window. Yeah, I mean, Fiji have been excellent, like they've really just thrown everything at it. That when the ball was lost over the line, I was literally screaming, like, like, how do we come back from it? I don't know. You know, seeing Dan Bigger at the end walking down the tunnel furious, like, you know, we got to come together, they got to have a good half-time talk and really bring it back, because they need to just do something. It
started so well, didn't it, when we saw Josh Adams go over, and there was a big cheer, because obviously you've seen that here at the Arms Park many times for Cardiff Rugby, and you saw it in his face, didn't you, his aggression and relief and his celebration.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, pretty breathless that first half. But in terms of morale, I think we kept them out before the half is massive going into half time, and I think Gatland will, you know, settle us down tactically if we can just try and control the game a bit more, bit of composure from the backs. Maybe Bigger can come into the game with the kicking game. I think that's massive that we kept them out before the half there. But
Josh,
such a physical game. Those Fijians, they're so fit, so intense, and they're going to keep coming at us as well, for sure.
I mean, Josh Navidi made the point, and you know, you were saying it as well, Gareth, that maybe that you know, Wales were playing for much of that half on Fiji's terms. It was Fiji who were setting the pace of the game, the way the game was flowing. It was all being controlled by Fiji.
Absolutely, bit of squeaky bum, really. Definitely Wales been looking bad when it gets to broken play. When it stops, the structure gets broken down, it's looking quite scary. But as long as we can stop Fiji getting clean ball, I reckon Wales have got this.
Okay, so what about you, sir? What do you think? What do Wales do in the second half?
I think as long as they keep their composure, they need to just try not to get hot-headed. So towards the end, you could see some nerves start to flare a bit, and some mistakes were made, or some people trying to run it when they maybe shouldn't run it. But as long as they keep the composure and just keep at it, then I think they've got this.
You guys are going to be nervous wrecks by the end of this match.
Yeah, absolutely. I have no hair left.
Enjoy the second half, guys. Thanks for talking to us on Radio Wales. Gareth, just before we round up some other sports news going on, because there's a big football game tomorrow as well, of course, that we've got to look forward to. The fans there talking about Gatlin will get them going, we'll give a good half-time team talk. If you're in his position as the coach, what do you say to your team after that first half?
Well, I think you accentuate the positives. You say that obviously defensively, certainly those, as we said, those last sort of 5 or 6 minutes, they've kept Fiji out. Fiji threw everything at them, and Wales were good for it. They've got to back that. They'll be disappointed probably the amount of metres that they're allowing Fiji to have. But as you've just sort of indicated there, that that's been on Fiji's terms, and Wales need to start looking at ways they can control the game. I haven't seen so much pressure on the kick and the catch, and the tackles being made and keeping Fiji not getting those metres off the kicks. And he'll be looking for certainly territory. There's been a couple of lapses of concentration in the Fijian camp, around giving a couple of penalties away when they thought they'd rescued the game. So Wales have really got to look at playing that territory, being as physical as they possibly can in stopping Fiji coming forward, and ultimately look for those lapses in concentration, which is in the Fijian game for certain, to give you opportunities to then capitalise on.
So it is Wales who have that 4-point lead then at the break. 18-14 tries from Josh Adams, and George North marking his 4th World Cup appearance for Wales with a try against Fiji. More to come then from Gareth Baber. We'll be back with the boys in Bordeaux, Josh Navidi and James Hook very shortly as well. Just looking at what else has been going on at the World Cup. Today, the defending champion South Africa, clinical earlier on, defeating Scotland 18-3 thanks to a couple of second half tries going in. Chile making a spirited and impressive debut at the tournament, but it was Japan's experience really and quality that eventually came to the fore as they won 42-12 in Toulouse. So one more 40 minutes to come of today's action there in France. But tomorrow night on BBC Radio Wales, we'll have more live international football for you as Wales travel to Latvia in that crucial Euro 2024 qualifier. So let's just hear from the Wales camp. They've been talking today, looking ahead to that game. They know that a win is essential if they're to maintain hopes of automatic qualification from the group. And the Wales captain Aaron Ramsey has been speaking to the media this evening. Our football correspondent Rob Phillips asked him if manager Rob Page was still feeling the pressure.
He's been himself. He's been, determined, looking forward to these opportunities. Thursday, getting a response from, from the players from the last camp. And certainly got that, and now it's about going into this game with with that game behind us to go on now and win this game. So for me, he's as hungry as ever to succeed and to win a game of football. So hopefully we can do that together tomorrow night.
Well, it's a big night for Page, obviously. It's a big night for the Burnley defender, Connor Roberts, as well, for a different reason, really. He is poised to win his 50th cap for his country tomorrow.
Yeah, immensely proud. I think I've said it many times over. When I was a young boy, I never thought I would ever be a professional footballer, let alone play nearly 50 times for my country. And every time I've got to play and every time I will get to play between now and that milestone, I'll cherish every moment. And I've had some unbelievable experiences, a World Cup, a Euros, a couple of goals, and a load of happy times in a Wales jersey. So hopefully that can continue for a couple of years at least.
So Conor Roberts and co in action tomorrow night, live from 7 on BBC Radio Wales. Latvia against Wales. Crucial night for Rob Page and his team. In terms of the cricket today, a win for England in the one-day series with New Zealand. It was a rain-reduced 34 overs aside at the Ageas Bowl in Southampton, but they recovered from a bad start to beat New Zealand emphatically and level the series at 1-1. And Glamorgan in the county championship, they're under the cosh really in their game against Yorkshire in Cardiff. The visitors piled up 330 for 3 on day one, with the captain Shan Masood on 113 not out overnight. Jamie McElroy with 2 for 41 was Glamorgan's best bowler. They may have to replace teenage all-rounder Ben Kellaway in the county's first ever concussion substitute if he fails medical checks. Commentary from 10:30 tomorrow. And tonight, Novak Djokovic taking on Daniil Medvedev in the US Open final. Getting underway around about now, actually. Djokovic seeking revenge for his 2021 final loss to Medvedev, while the American teenager Coco Gauff has her first Grand Slam tennis title after a fight-back win over Anya Sabalenka in yesterday's women's US Open final. You are with BBC Radio Wales this Sunday evening. We're live at the Cardiff Arms Park and, of course, in Bordeaux for the rugby, the opening game of this year's tournament for Wales. And it is the men in red who lead by 18 points to 14. But it's been a pretty frantic first half.
Liam Williams out of the far side of Josh Adams. Once again, Josh Adams against Fiji. He cannot stop scoring against the Fijians. Fijians dropping balls, but that could work in their favour. That's straight through the skipper. Nyahalevu. Oh, Nyahalevu. Breaks 4 tackles and has the pace to go all the way. Wales are being shredded. Randra has support, and it's going to be a second try in 2 minutes. Tangi Valu, the recipients for the magic of the French backs. We know their quality. Seni Randra and Waisea Nyahalevu, and Wales are all over the shop in Bordeaux. Wales lost a bit of possession. George North up the Tompkins' shoulder. George North underneath the sticks. Second try for Wales. And the centre partnership combines beautifully.
It's been gripping, it's been absorbing, it has been pulsating, it's been tight. 4 points Wales lead, 18-14. Back with the guys in Bordeaux in a moment, but Gareth Baber alongside me here in the centre of Cardiff. I mean, you know all about the Fijians, obviously from your time that you spent coaching them. You recognise... Well, what you're seeing on the TV screen is coming as no surprise to you, because, you know, we talk about the offloading, how good that's been, the breaks through the tackles, the strength, just you know, everything about the Fijian game is what you would expect to see tonight.
Yes, it is. It's what's been evident in the warm-up games as well, and not playing anything different than they were playing in there. And there was a real emphasis, certainly in that England game, of playing with some physicality, getting right close to the gain line, getting your big ball carriers into the game, and then, you know, when the opposition are struggling to find themselves defensively, then, you know, getting good ball runners in, with the likes of Nyahalevu and the likes of Semi Randra getting on the ball, and that's exactly what they've done. I think disappointing for Wales is that try off first phase, but look, there's a big challenge out there second half. Wales have done well towards the back end of that first half, and I'm sure Warren will be setting them up for the next bit.
Let's go back to James Hook then, shall we? And Josh Navidi back in place for the second half. You ready for this, guys?
Looking forward to it, boys, looking forward to it. Let's go.
Hope it's better than the first half, but we still got the lead, so...
Well, that's good. We could see the Wales players about to come out. Warren Gatland stood there in his black suit in the changing room. James Hook, it was interesting to see Dan Biggar as well, with all that fire at the end of the first half. What do you think he was annoyed about? What was he trying to say?
Yeah, I think he's annoyed because the ball wasn't getting to the width. Zammit on a couple of occasions, he had a bit of space. You know, he had to go George North on a couple of occasions there, and thought that ball should be freed to Zammit, which, you know, I sort of agree with, but I think, you know, it's a little bit petulant as well from him. I think he just needs to settle down. He's one of the experienced players, and, you know, a lot of these youngsters feed off that, you know. So Josh mentioned it, just need to settle down, keep our composure. We're in the lead.
Well, Dan Biggar is about to kick off for the second half, so let's rejoin our commentary team. You are with BBC Radio Wales. Hold on tight, second half. Gareth Friso to guide you through alongside James Hook and Josh Navidi.
Welcome back to Bordeaux. We needed that break, and so did Wales, and straight off the kick-off, Billy Mata gathers and just crashes past Josh Adams. We're off the ball. Rather stupidly, Ravu Taumanda drives a Wales player to the ground, and he's penalised, and there's a shot, an early opportunity for Dan Biggar. So a couple of stats for you from the first half. Metres made. Wales 270, Fiji 526 tackles made. Wales have had to make 3 times as many as the Fijians. The back row of Mata, Tuisue and Tangi Valu have made over 150 metres in carries between them.
It was, by definition, an exhausting half for the Wales players and for the Wales coaches and for a certain Josh Navidi.
Yeah, you don't want to be making 114 tackles, and you can see where they're coming, especially from the back row and the centres with the high meterage. That they're getting through the midfield. The communication between Tompkins and Dan Biggar needs to be probably better, and I think just need to stop them.
Well, Dan Biggar has had plenty to say about that first half. It's fair to say you wouldn't be too happy with that missed penalty opportunity right at the start of the second after a minute and a half, James.
Yeah, he didn't strike that well at all. Obviously, a really good start getting the penalty off the restart, but he wasn't happy with that the moment he struck the ball there.
I'll ask you when the next pause is if there's any opportunity in your minds of seeing Dan Biggar being replaced by Sam Costello, and when the Fijians might bring their special weapons off. Speaking of those, Semi Radradra leaps into the air and takes the high ball. Fijian ball in their own half, giving it some work. I've been very impressed by Droa Sese, the full-back, full of energy, full of work, and now they're sucking defenders and getting over the gain line at will, Fiji. Width again, Radradra on the loop, and he gives it out to the danger man. Ambosi, he breaks the tackle but finds George North. North gives it to Dan Biggar, who spots grass, misses grass, and Droa Sese will look to counter-attack into Biggar. Biggar and Gareth Thomas, who made 13 tackles in the first half, more than any other player, and he's a loose head prop.
Use it!
Slow ball, Fiji told to use it. Oh, turnover ball. Nick Tompkins on the halfway line, he has space, does that crabbing run and then is driven back off the ball by Nayatha Levu.
Knock on, then lost forward, Wales scrum.
I just want to ask you, Josh, why do the Welsh players get caught in this tempo? How do you stop a player like we've seen so many times now get turnover ball and then just go on this aimless arcing run that we're seeing, as opposed to just sticking the head down, finding the floor and letting the Shamar for the fly half take it away?
Yeah, normally it's a two-pass policy. Wales look to play to move that ball out wide and catch Fiji on the back foot and other teams on the back foot, but I think it happened in the first half where Zammit was running across the field and no opportunity, like no one sticking their hand up, but like you've seen there, that Dan Biggar was calling for the ball and looking to shift, and there was space on the outside.
Perfect attacking platform for Wales. They're up by 4. 5 minutes of the second half has passed. Scrum for Wales, goes to ground. Gareth Davies sees Liam Williams on the blind side. Williams nudges it through along the floor, up across to cover. There's Droa Sese, and he's thrown over the touchline by Tompkins, Josh Adams, and he will not let go of the ball, and Gareth Davies moans that he's been stopped from taking a quick line out, and some neat, tidy, conservatively efficient play by Wales, putting the pressure on Fiji.
Yeah, really well executed, nice and simple from Liam Williams, just pinning Fiji back. Lovely chase from Tompkins and Josh Adams, and a good attacking position just inside the 22 now for Wales.
And they get the ball off the line out. Biggar, North, Liam Williams, Lewis Rees-Zammit, one-on-one, dances past the first defender, and he's clattered on the far touchline. That may have well been high as well, but it's a penalty for Fiji, and they scream delight, and Lewis Rees-Zammit is dragged up to his feet, and Fiji celebrate as if they've scored a try, and that's the first time we've seen Zammit in full flight, and he's an impressive sight, isn't he?
It was a great pass from Liam Williams initially, lovely step from Zammit, but he was absolutely upended in the corner. I think it was by 13, Fiji 13 I think it was. We're going to see a replay here, but really good initial build-up play, lovely pass from Liam Williams.
Wales, hold.
Well, Zammit, for all of the money you think he's in, no.
Fiji, let's come please.
It's Hambosi who comes across and just
smashes into the ground, perfectly legal.
It's taken in.
Fiji under pressure. Clear
Thank you, onside.
to that man again, Lewis Rhys-Samet. Gives it to Liam Williams in his own half, up to his own 10-yard line. Gives it to Mayer. Who wants it? Nobody in particular. Will Rowlands gets it.
Forward this way first by Fiji.
Knocked on by
Then
both
Red.
sides.
Scrum.
So, Fiji 14, Wales 18. No scores after 6 minutes of the second half.
I think a positive start from Wales here in the second half. Playing a lot of the play in Fijians' half and keeping the pressure on them, and this is where we can build now. Got a midfield scrum, both sides of the pitch to play, and I think we can get an easy edge here.
Darkness has fallen on the city of Bordeaux. We're north of the city. Stone throw away from the Grand River that flows through this beautiful, beautiful habitat. And there's so many Welsh supporters here. Penalty coming from the scrum for Wales. It would be an easy 3 points. But Nick Tompkins steps inside, beats his man up to the 22. Josh Adams has one, gives it to Liam Williams. Williams back inside, and Gareth Davies was almost there. The ball's to the floor. Wales within 5. Will Rowlands, another penalty coming for Wales. Jack Morgan, crossfield kick by the skipper. Zamet gets it. Lewis Rhys-Samet catches it. There was a pause as the Fijian player Frank Lamani spilt it on, and Lewis Rhys-Samet had all the time in the world to wait for the ball to bounce, for the ball to gather, and for him to touch down for a simple try. Jack Morgan, of all people, with a crossfield kick. He knew there was a penalty coming, and Wales now have a little bit of daylight between them and the Fijians.
Yeah, it all started from a really solid set-piece scrum from Wales, given the penalty advantage. Tompkins did really well. Lovely little break to set them free on the edge. I was just watching Jack Morgan's crossfield kick. He can do everything, can he?
He can do it all, huh?
It was Hambosi who made a bit of a meal out the crossfield kick, but he was floating in the air. It was a tricky one, and it's a 9-point game. Bigger looking to make it 11. Indeed he does. 8 minutes played. Somehow Wales have a tidy lead.
Just a great finish there by Zamet. I know it was a bit of a spill ball, but he stayed composed, and that's what we spoke about. Just getting that edge on the scrum, keeping patience. Fiji knocking it on. We get a turnover, and we're looking to go out wide with a little kick from Jack Morgan.
Wales 25, Fiji 14. Fouled out again. Fiji compete at the restart, and Gareth Davies bangs it up to Randrandra on the halfway line. Gareth Davies with a very passive tackle, but it worked well, and Wales are competing on the floor through Thomas Francis, but it's Fiji ball. Numbers on the near side. Vili Mata, he's up to the 10-yard line. 100 plus metres for him with ball in hand. Then it's Nasila Sila, the lock. Teta Randrandra on the arc. Slight crossing midfield, and he's lost the ball. Spill forwards, play on. Little push through by Fiji. Liam Williams with a delightful pass to Dan Biggar, who's caught napping himself. Again, lovely touches by Wales. It's not necessarily what the game needs, and they're spilling ball, and for the second time Jack Morgan kicks it away. This time it's a defensive kick, and it's a loose one. Back come Fiji. Whoa! Josh Adams against Rabu Taumanda, and Josh Adams wins that particular battle, and he gets up gladiatorial style, screams towards the touchline, screams towards the players, and that's one contest, one battle that's been won by the Welsh. And is that the game changer?
Well, Josh Adams, that's what you want from your wingers, especially as a back rower. Putting that hit in and then getting back on the ball. What a tackle. It stopped him dead.
He hit him so hard. He knocked his shorts off.
Just for good measure.
He hit the player so hard, knocked the shorts off his backside. Well. And fingers crossed that Ravu Talmanda's okay, because he's still receiving treatment. That was an Islander tackle by Josh Adams. And he is pumped.
That tackle could actually be the game changer. You know, you just saw the 14 other Wales players come in to congratulate, and that's a massive moment in the game for Wales. They've had a fantastic opening first 10 minutes of this second half, and this I really feel is the point. They can kick on now.
Thomas Williams on for Gareth Davis. Attacking lineup for Wales. Forwards in midfield. Jack Morgan on the shoulder of Nick Tompkins. Good line-out ball off Wainwright. Tompkins for his receiver. Morgan was there to clear out the ruck. Round the corner comes Elias. The check is run a little bit. Wales reinvigorated in the second half. Tompkins, pressure ball, and Dan Biggar, who ships it away. Tompkins lobs it out to Liam Williams in space. A little nudge through by him, crossfield kick. Lewis Rees-Zammit gives chase. Fiji look to counter-attack from dead man's corner, and they're under a bit of pressure, and Wales are putting the squeeze on the Flying Fijians here. 25 points to 14. It's been one of those nervous afternoons, or evenings I should say, in Bordeaux, and now the chants are coming from the Wales supporters. It's not over yet though, Josh.
Still a lot of time to play. There's only 52 minutes on the clock, and you know Fiji, they can score from anywhere, but it's a positive second half. Everything is mostly down the Fijian side, and that's where we want to be.
Referee pauses thing for a second.
The number 2, Ryan Elias, is replaced.
And it's D on for Ryan Elias.
60, Elliot D.
And here we go. A couple of changes for Fiji. Gruvoli, scrum half. Yeah, decent. But I'm most intrigued to see the change in midfield. And it's Hambosi, who's replaced by Josh Tuisova, who you know all about, don't you?
Especially 2019 from a scum when he's gone through Josh Adams, Dan Biggar and myself to score in the corner. So we'll keep an eye on him.
Crossfield kick by Dan Biggar into the Bordeaux Knights. Josh Adams gives chase. Great take by Fiji. And now here they come. And there's an opportunity to counter-attack from D. Little grubber kick through. Over the halfway line, Dan Biggar gathers. Lewis Rees-Zammit in space. Checks back inside. Floats across. Up to the halfway line. Wales are going to play to Tompkins. Back inside to Thomas Williams. Fijian stopped by the Welsh. Sandwiches Thomas Williams between big tackles from the Fijians. Rowlands gets it. Wales up by 9, 15 metres in from the near touchline, 13 metres from the try line. Lewis Rees-Zammit off his right wing on the left hand side, busy looking for work. Scorer of the try that's given daylight between Wales and Fiji. Elliot D on for Ryan Elias. One more score could make the real difference here. Wainwright, Barry mentioned him in this game so far, though his line-up work's been excellent. Biggar, crossfield kick along the ground, pushing Fiji back. Defensive lineup for them, and this is so much better from Wales in the second half.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that from Dan Biggar. We've seen it a couple of times from Liam Williams as well. Just turning Fiji, pushing them back, just frustrating them. That's what you've got to do against Fiji. Just almost bore them and not allow them to play the game they want to play. Slow it down a little bit if we have to. Really intelligent kick from Biggar.
Fiji go to the back. That's the kind of risky stuff they do when they're in their own, 5 metres line. Eventually Teller decides to clear his lines, and he does so well. And Dan Biggar, is it, who's down? Yeah, he's been struggling for a while.
Yeah, I think he's taken a knock, and he looks in a bit of pain, to be honest.
His back, that looks of it, doesn't it?
Okay, we'll keep an eye on Dan Biggar. 55 minutes, 9-point gap. Statistically, Wales were way down on Fiji in that first half, meters made, etc. How's it look now? 400 metres made by Wales, 688 by Fiji. They may well get to a kilometre of carries in this game, but they are behind. Just Tuisova is on for them. Wales attacking line out, bigger, no look pass by him to Nick Tompkins, who's building into this game. And Jack Morgan and Thomas Francis are penalised. And everything was flowing so well until that moment.
I think if you look at the possession stats, it's changed to 60% Wales where it was Fiji, so hopefully we can keep that going, keeping the possession in our favour. But Fiji will have a purple patch at some point. It's just how we deal with that.
So Randrandra's moved to the left wing. Tuisova's playing 12. Rabai is on. The substitute Luce. And the Fijian pack's gone well. They held the Wales scrum.
Yeah, they've been well scrum time. Line out, they've struggled. Just Wales's drill so far has been top darts, really. Like, you look at Fijians, just had an overthrow now and turnover ball to Wales.
Perfect attacking platform for Wales, up to halfway. George North, Josh Adams looks inside, he saw Liam Williams, but goes to the ground. 5 metres in from the near touchline. Faletau munched by Rabai, the substitute. Foot race on here. Elliot D of all people dives on the ball, and then Jack Morgan just flies into the contact area and bangs 2 Fijians out of the way. Such an important intervention by him. Botia is about to come on for Fiji. 20 on his back. Another player. I wonder whether or not he'll come on in the back row or a centre. That's the type of player he is. Here's the fullback, Josese, isolated. Dan Bigger getting involved. BBC Radio Wales approaching the final quarter. 9-point game, high hanging kick. Thomas Williams takes it, gathers it, offers protection for his team, and there's a serious injury for Ravu Taumanda, who's aching in pain on the floor. Josh Adams, scorer of Fiji's first try. Ravu Taumanda needs to get himself out of the way, and that's a little knock, maybe a dead leg. 9 points. It's not game over yet, James.
No, I think this will suit Wales. You know, it's slow, it's not allowing Fiji's strike runners to get into the game. It's on Wales' terms at the moment.
Thomas Williams, poor kick by him. Josh Adams knocks it on. And Jack Morgan was in an offside position. And a catalogue of errors there.
Just that ball went straight up in the air, and obviously you've got to retreat 10 metres and no one moved. So just an easy penalty for Fiji to have. Be interesting where they go. Are they going for a corner?
They go for the corner. Okay then. If we were nervous pre-match, we were in bits at half-time. Things have calmed down a little bit in the 18 minutes since we turned. Wales bring on David Jenkins and Tommy Reffel. Taluku Faletau, Adam Beard. Faletau having one of those quiet games, I'd say. And the Raw welcomes Botia on for Fiji. Tuisova, Botia, both on. Rio Dyer sprints on. Josh Adams is off. Interesting.
That's an interesting call.
So, substitutions key in any international game. We saw South Africa bring the bomb squad on. There's some bombs being brought on for Fiji. Front peel by them. 7 metres out. 2 metres from the near touchline. Forwards driving, making 2 or 3 metres. Round the corner they come. Hutangi, the tight head prop. Pick and go. They've got close, but they haven't broken the Welsh dam yet. They're over. Obstruction, penalty. Well, the referee called for a penalty, offside against Wales. Big call again here, gentlemen. Josh.
I think they'll probably look to tap and go here. The pickups have been very good. Yeah, that's why they go into a tap and go. And Wales are offside.
David Jenkins screams for more defenders on the narrow side. Wales uncertain what Fiji will do here. They take it. They go wide. On the crash ball is Tuisova. Try stopping him. Wales do just that. And now Dan Biggar's all over them. But he was illegal, and surely that will be a yellow card. Wales under the pump here. Into the final quarter. And Fiji right where they want to be. Dan Biggar clearly on the naughty step. Fiji pick. Fiji go. They're within a metre. But still Wales repel them. Now they'll give us some width. Crossfield kick. Not the best. Out in the full. Over to you, referee. No card, James.
Yeah, I know. They've got to be squeaky clean now. I thought he was going to go to his pocket there, but they must be on their last chance now, Wales, in terms of giving away a yellow card. You're right, Gary. It was Dan Biggar who came in an offside position. I've seen cards given for that.
They've given away 3 penalties in the 22 in the last 2 minutes. So we need to be squeaky clean here and make sure we don't give anything whiter than white.
Okay, I think Fiji are going for a scrum. What the odds on a scrum half to Tuisova who just runs straight at Ling Tompkins? Because in that game back in 2019, it was as simple as that, wasn't it? They didn't even try to do it. No. They went blind. They just gave it to Tuisova. It smashed 3 of you. Okay.
Yeah, and Tompkins has called Liam Williams on the inside. Is he to defend him? Now you can have him.
Critical moment in this game. BBC Radio Wales into the final quarter. Wales defending. Fiji scrum goes to ground, but it's solid, so they'll get another shot at it.
Substitution for Wales. Number 5, Adam Beard, is replaced by number 9.
I think it's a big call to go for a scrum. I thought Fiji would have tapped it, but with Wales scrum, it's pretty solid. It's been solid all day and hasn't been much in it.
I think over a midfield scrum from 5 metres out is a really, really difficult place to defend. Obviously, if Fiji can get the ball out, as Gaz mentioned, they've got strike runners either side of the scrum.
Well, they've got to the left is Neathalebu and Randrandra, and then to the right, I'm not mentioning them all, is Josh Tuisova. Now, just to describe Josh Tuisova for you, he's not the tallest, he's one of the widest you'll see, and he is a bowling ball, a boulder who'll just roll and roll and roll, and will be so tough to bring down. Nerves aplenty at the Stade de Bordeaux. Free kick. Bill Mata takes it quickly. Mata within a metre. Supported by Botia. Hands everywhere by Wales. And that's disrupted play. And Fiji are untidy here. They need to rearrange things. And Wales need to keep defending. Pick, go. Another penalty against Wales. Surely the referee will go to his pocket now. Now they give it to Matavesi. Intercepted. Referee gives a penalty.
There we go. Here's a card.
Matthew Cardle, the Englishman, to have a word with Jack Morgan.
Jack Morgan will take that.
Final warning. Final warning.
The final warning, I think.
Yeah, the last one.
Yeah. Fiji turn down the scrum and go for the tap. Again, they're within a metre. Botia collapses to the floor. Where's Tuisova? He's just stood directly behind the ruck. They're within a metre now. Wales still defending. Pick and go. Botia! Referee's unsure. Again, Fiji celebrates, but it's the odds. Hand in the air, and maybe they haven't got there again. Knock on. Knock on. And Botia can't believe his luck. Oh yeah, he was there, and great tackle by Will Rowlands, and the ball squirmed out. And as we pause for a water break, Wales maintained their 11-point gap. That's some tackle by Will Rowlands.
Wicked tackle. We really needed that turnover there. Just Fiji being patient, but it is hot. It is slippery out there. Just all the sweat on the ball, and it's just a simple where you're getting that down in a normal game. It's just that ball just slipped out very slightly, and now Wales got a turnover and a nice little water break where I think we can have a breather for 5 and refocus.
And that's probably the difference so far in the game. We saw Wales turn down 3 points in the first half, and they scored off it. Fiji now turned down 3 points on a couple of occasions. Obviously Wales have turned it over, so if you're gonna turn down 3 points, you've got to score, haven't you?
Yeah, for sure. Especially being an 11-point margin now, just building that scoreboard, ticking it over. Maybe as a Welshman, I'm happy with that result. With that turnover there, we gave away a couple of penalties and we got away without having a yellow card. So I think that's helped us massively.
Wales got a big success, 41,274 spectators here at the Stade de Bordeaux. The Massier is to be heard all over the stadium. It's a wonderful venue. Dark skies above us now in the Dordogne. And Wales have some daylight between them. But with 18 minutes left and 11-point margin, there's no room to relax yet. Tella, Vili Mata over the halfway line. Wales defending again. Tangi, the prop, looking to offload the Tuisova. Jack Morgan trying to get involved at the breakdown. Botia. Now Tella. Ooh, big hit. Tommy Reffel in midfield, but it's still quick ball for Fiji. Now they're looking dangerous, and they're breaking tackles, and they're getting the offload, and it's spilt by Naya Dalevu, and there's a counter-attack and a big foot race here. And Fijian forwards back, and it's a 50-22 as well. That Wales could take quickly. They do. Dan Biggar for Thomas Williams. Try for Wales.
I think he's taken it in front of the mark, is he?
He took it in front of the mark. And I'm still not sure whether you can take a 50-22 quickly, can you? The referee has to call it first, doesn't he?
I'm not too sure.
I don't know, actually.
Huge hit by Tommy Reffel.
What a way to make an impact there. Great tackle, Reffel.
And Fiji broken the lines again, and Reffel again involved, and a super banana kick. And Wales now have attacking possession, an opportunity to put this game to bed, perhaps. 3 tries scored, 17 minutes left. David Jenkins is on, Elliot D is on, as is Dylan Lewis. The Wales maul, juggernaut on, and is rolling towards the try line. It's dragged down, penalty coming. Rio Dyer on the near touchline, screams for the ball. He won't get it for now because Nick Tompkins is breaking tackles. Fiji looking tired all of a sudden. Advantage being played for Wales. One more try will surely settle it. Dan Biggar looks up, back inside the Lewis Rees-Zammit, bouncing off tackles now, and the Welsh putting pressure on Fiji. Thomas Williams, Nick Tompkins back inside, as he so often does, cuts against the grain. Penalty for Wales. 11-point margin. What's the call here?
I think the boys will go to a corner after that drive.
Yellow card. Yellow card for Fiji. And I suggest that the Fijians would feel hard done by for one yellow card immediately to Tangi Valu when Wales repeatedly offended underneath their own sticks earlier in the half.
Yeah, you could say that the drive was going forward and it was stopping Wales getting over the whitewash here.
Oh, they had broken up as well, hadn't they? But there we are. Wales against 7 forwards, 14 men. Sense blood. Elliot D, hands on the ball, looks up. Surely he'll get there. D in Wales. The roar tells you everything. try, and one senses that they're that much closer now to getting an opening win on the first weekend of the 2023 Rugby World Cup.
Wales, what a great setup there. Lovely take, nice and tight, biding our time, getting that ball at the back earlier. And then I think the Fijian front forwards again very, very tired now. I was looking towards the end of the first half. You could see they started walking around the park, and I think they're getting tired now. It's quite a still bit of rugby to still be played, but I think the fitness levels of the boys is going to take us through, and I think the Fijian forwards, their legs are going a little bit.
It's incredible when you think as well the amount of tackles Wales had to make in the first half. Their fitness is looking the strongest.
Time to bring Dan Bigger off now. Sam Costello awaits his opportunity. The sound of hymns and arias greets Dan Bigger's conversion. 32-14 now. And Bigger with another 2 points to his tally. Shuffles slowly towards the touchline. His body language doesn't tell you what we now know, that Wales are more or less there, and it's a long way back for Fiji, because Bigger looks a very tired and frustrated figure out there as he receives applause from the supporters and takes his time leaving the arena here in Bordeaux. David Jenkins collects the restart. Those little differences are now working for Wales. In the first half, the likes of Ravu, Samanda was getting easy access to Wales ball. Ryan Rio Dyer on. Great take, Billy Mata. Big carries. Fiji not finished yet. Teller, Ranrandra straightens, pushes Tompkins back, as he often does, and Tompkins more or less makes the second tackle on the second attempt. Wales, who Corey Domachowski penalised. If Fiji have some sense, they take it quickly, and Aaron Wainwright picked the ball up and walked away. And who's been penalised? Domachowski or Wainwright? Domachowski for lipping back, is it?
No, he's for taking the 9 now. He didn't need to do that. He just needed to be patient. He came through, took out the 9, and just needed to be patient, get the defensive line set. It's a silly penalty for me.
Warren Gatland will be a frustrated man seeing that. An unnecessary yellow card, and inexperience from Corey Domachowski. We'll have time on the naughty step to consider what he's done, and it's not like he needs a rest, is it?
He's come off fresh. I think he's done very well to get through the ruck here, but you can't do anything to the 9. You've got to leave him alone.
Is that a yellow card offence?
I think it's just a cumulative of the penalties from earlier on in the second half, and I think it's 1 for 1 with the yellow cards now, so I think it's quite easy for him to go to his pocket. I think he was debating it a little bit.
Will Rowlands getting some patchwork done. Key figure, isn't he, for Wales?
Yeah, he's been immense today. Just his work, well, in the contact area, especially line out time as well. He's really bossed the pack around today.
Fiji have an 18-point gap to overcome. Lineout's not firing. It's flung out to Tuisova. Tuisova, good tackle on him by Sam Costello. He was a nuggety out at half, and he just hung on to his ankles and got back in position. And that tackle has put Fiji on the back foot. Well played, Sam Costello. Fiji on Wales is 22, 32 points to 14. They trail Wales. Such a nervous first half. Such a contrast with the second half, but Wales have bossed it. Still Fiji ball. Teller, Mata, Tuisova. Now's the winger. Rio Dyer coming across to tackle Ravu Taumanda. Defence has been solid from Wales in the second half. David Jenkins crushes into Vili Mata. Advantage coming. Little push through. Yodaya comes across, and the penalty was being. Advantage is being played. And Fiji look tired now, don't they?
They do. It just seems if they run out of options a little bit, they're trying to rely on the individuals now, but they are obviously fatigued. And just the shape-wise just seem to look a little bit lost. You know, they're not taking quick taps now.
Scrum for Fiji. They've replaced the full front row. That means that Misaki Donge is on. And Aaron Wainwright will have to depart for 10 minutes because Wales don't have a prop. And that means a return to action for Gareth Thomas. Still 14 men for Fiji as well. Why were we worried, gentlemen?
I know, you could say that. Watching it from here, first half, I was a bit anxious, but very, very anxious. I wouldn't say bit, but
you were an absolute mess.
I was sweating, but it weren't because of the heat.
Oh, yeah.
I think the way that Wales have come out second half and actually built the scoreboard, we don't talk about it often, but we built the scoreboard just always being in front all the way through the game, and maybe doesn't look it on the field, but just having that edge going into the half time made a hell of a difference, I think.
So much talk of Fiji beating England, not to be underestimated, and that still is right now. Wales scrum is demolished and it's still going. Wow. So Wales defensive scrum with Gareth Thomas and Dylan Lewis shipwrecked by Fiji, and surely they go for another one and try and force another yellow card.
To be honest, this is quite good for us because the scrum takes a while to set up. It's very slow. There's only nearly 9 minutes left of the game and Fiji are chasing. They probably should be tapping in and getting the ball moving more than anything.
Wales 32, Fiji 14. BBC Sounds, Radio Wales, live at the Rugby World Cup. The voice of James Hook, Josh Navidi.
There's so much space on the left for Fiji. I know they're going to drive the scrum, but Liam Williams is out there on his own with just under half a pitch to defend. But judging by that last scrum, it's not coming out of there, Josh, is it?
No, they'll be keeping it tight. But saying now the pitch is turning up here again. But the forwards will want to keep this in. I'll be frustrated, especially as a front rower, if this ball does end up going out, because the last scrum, Fiji were moving quite easily and quite comfortably.
Josh Tuisova is scrimmaging down at blindside, up against George North at blindside for Wales. Tell us a little bit about both their techniques. Yeah. Josh?
Don't think it could be as bad as Curtly Beals when once played against him. He's sticking his head in all sorts of places.
Or Johnny Mays.
Johnny Mays. Tuisova looking solid. George North a little bit upright. Good solid scrum for Fiji. They're down by 18. Told to use it. To the blind side they go. Ranrandra. Good tackle again. Costello and Ranrandra. Goes low. Hangs on. Stops his man. Dylan Lewis flies up in defence. Putting pressure on Fiji. Now they go again to Ranrandra. Thomas Williams sacks him. Good carry by the Fijian forwards. They're patient. The Wales defence is held strong for now in the second half. Surely it'll break now. And it's Tuisova who just that. Third try for Fiji. And they're already jogging back to the halfway line. Because they have, by my calculations, 7 minutes left. 7.5 minutes to steal a victory, or certainly to score another try and get a bonus point, and 2 losing bonus points.
Wales are going to be careful here now, because we know exactly from that first half how quick Fiji can score tries, how dangerous they can be. I know they're fatiguing a little bit. For Wales, this next 3 or 4 minutes is crucial.
I think watching Fiji every time they get into the 22 and that pick and go situation, they look very comfortable, very organised, and I'm very surprised the way they play in that, because it's one of the best I've seen.
Time is on, says the referee, and Wales are walking back very, very slowly. If you were a Fiji supporter, you'd suggest there's a bit of gamesmanship happening here. And the supporters are helping the referee.
And you can't blame them,
Wales have just killed half a minute on the clock. And the clock was off for the time being. It's on. Deep goes Costello. Straight down the throat of Billy Mata in his own 22. Tackled by David Jenkins. Jack Morgan wants a turnover. Fiji. We know who this French are supporting. Rough kick by Kurovoli. Wales line out. 40 seconds left on the sin bid. Tangi Balu. Feels like an age ago when he scored Fiji's second try. And Wales were in dire straits. They've regathered their composure. And they're headed. Wow. Shambles from Wales. David Jenkins was lifting the line out and Elliot Dee was looking at his toes. And Fiji take it quickly. Straight through a Dylan Lewis tackle. Then it's kicked through and gathered by Rio Dyer. Dyer told by Josh Navidi to find space. Instead he tries a counter-attack and he's slightly isolated. Penalty Wales. Clock watching, 5.5 minutes, 11-point difference. Fiji go to the corner, they're in a rush. Stada Bordeaux senses something might be on. Liam Williams leaps out and gathers it just outside his own try line and bangs it back. And that's terrific play by Liam Williams. Fiji went for distance, they didn't get touch, and now they want to take the line out quickly.
It's a great kick from Liam Williams. It was actually a really good kick from Fiji. Put it right in the corner, but really good athleticism from Liam Williams. 5 minutes to go.
5 minutes to go. Dewey speaks too early when Elliot Dee scored Wales' fourth to give an 18-point difference. Fiji to the back they go, knocked on, somehow taken by Kurovoli, but momentum's been lost and the scrum half has been trapped. Fiji looking for a third, which would give them 2 points. This game has one final surprise. Looped up past the Randrandra. Watch out, Semi Randrandra straight past Lewis Rees-Zammit. Great tackle on the far side. Fiji into the 22. Nervous times for Wales, who once again, like they were in the first half, are falling off tackles. Fiji want to have one last say in this game. Out there goes Botia, Billy Mata. Now Fiji have an opportunity. Back inside they come. Pressure on Wales. Fiji looking for a fourth. Great angle by the skipper. He's short by 2 meters. You cannot close your eyes in Bordeaux. Penalty coming against Wales. Advantage being played. Fiji on Wales' try line. Pick. Now they look to go again. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. 4 minutes left of this game. They're queuing up on the far side. Liam Williams is injured. They want to pick. They want to go. Surely try coming for Fiji.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness. Rugby and Wales against Fiji in particular cannot stop surprising you. What's the call here with the referee?
Every time Fiji get into a half, they look very good.
3.5 minutes.
Just their patience. That's all. Go forward and getting patience. They had loads of acres out on the far side, and they just still going through the middle.
Yeah. Okay, what's the call here? Rugby, the substitute prop picked up.
Okay, Hawkeye ready. First angle coming up here.
Brian McNeese, the TMO. Matthew Cardle, Dylan Lewis with the defensive work. Ravai pushed over, his knee was down initially, then the momentum carried it over thanks to Donkey.
One more angle,
That's a
possibly,
tough
Matt.
ball. His knee's
Nothing
down
to
there.
overrule your decision at the moment. And we've no other angle that will show it, so stick with your on-field decision.
Right. Can we see that last angle one more time, please?
Yep.
So we have the Fiji player there has a knee on the ground.
Yes.
And we believe he then propels himself forward and then gets himself over the line from there.
This is a huge call.
Let's just play that back through and we'll have a look at that.
Huge call. So Ravai tackled, his right knee goes down.
Complete. He then drives forward short of the line and works again to get the ball over the line. Okay, so no try, penalty for the double movement.
Okay.
No try. No try. Listen to me. No try. It's a double movement. It's called on the floor, but you haven't done it. So we come back to the off feet.
Okay, so no try, but advantage has been played, so that would have been a penalty. And Fiji want to come again. 3.5 minutes. They never fail to entertain, do they? Wales against Fiji. Wow, big call there.
Yet again.
They do not have 3.5 minutes to waste, do they?
They need to thank the clock, really.
Yeah.
Quick tap. The way they've been going around the corner.
Wales have made 209 tackles to Fiji 70. This game is not over yet. What an occasion we have at Stade de Bordeaux. 11-point game, but Wales are on the ropes, and Fiji sense that they might be there for the taking. If they score one more try, then the nerves will be jangling. Josh Navidi cannot look here at the Stade de Bordeaux. George North in the scrum, Domachowski in the bin. 15 players with Fiji on the field, 14 for Wales. Clock ticks, 76 minutes, 52 seconds played. Just over 3 minutes. Wales wheel the scrum. Picked up. And George North, as a blindside, does his work, but there's a penalty against him. Fiji need a score. They need to get their skates on, and Wales need to hang on. Echoes of Nantes, of course. Penalty again.
Another yellow.
And another yellow against Wales. Oh no.
He thought about it, didn't he?
The referee has been very kind. Jack Morgan again given the final warning.
Okay, time on.
What drama we have. Pick and go by the Fijian substitute hookup. You can't even hear it. 2.5 minutes. Driven ahead again by Ravai. He's within a metre. Bottia's there. Fiji are there. Fiji has scored a try. Fiji have a ball. 2 minutes left. The bench scream at them to get back into their half. They'll go for the conversion. 6-point game as things stand. Wales 32, Fiji 26. 2 minutes left of this game, and Wales have to survive with 14 players, and they have 2 minutes to do so. Goodness gracious me. This game never fails to entertain. This game keeps our nerves jangling right to the very death. It's Wales against Fiji, gentlemen, in the Rugby World Cup.
It's been an incredible spectacle, and Josh, you mentioned it, how organised Fiji do look when they get into that 22. They're just patient.
Conversion, missed. Big miss from Teller. So Fiji need a converted try. They've scored 4 tries. They have a losing bonus point as well. But Wales cannot try and throw this away now. Domachowski's back on. 15 against 15. Referee stop the clock. BBC Radio Wales. Wales 32, Fiji 26. It happened back in Nantes. Surely it doesn't happen again. Billy Mata picks, goes 113 metres for the giant Edinburgh, number 8. Fiji have to go coast to coast. They've got a minute to do so. Wales don't need to panic. They kick it away.
Why has he kicked it?
Big call. They're telling Liam Williams, now it's your shot, and he kicks it back to Fiji, and that's what Fiji want. Out on the full. Out on the full by Liam Williams.
It's a big error.
Big mistake by Liam Williams. He jogs back, and Fiji have one last attack. Dan Biggar, head in his hands on the touchline. The Fijian substitutes are all on their feet. What drama we have in Nantes. Attacking line out for Fiji. Wales will look to compete undoubtedly. One big call. 15 seconds left of this game. Make or break for Fiji. Lovely ball up the top. Tuisova crashes in. Jack Morgan tries to get the ball. Doesn't. Round the corner come Fiji. What a game we've had in Bordeaux. One of the great World Cup matches, and it's still not over. And Fiji do not know when to give up. Clock is red. Final play. Ball almost goes to ground, but it's held on by a Fijian player. They haven't got much shape, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Wales can beat on the floor. Now they're short defensively. Round they go again. Tuisova out the way. He says to Nick Tompkins. Now it's Botia. The two substitutes combining. Will Rowlands looking for turnover ball. Doesn't get it. 40 metres out of Fiji. They're down by 6. What a match we've had. Now they go wide. Now they have numbers. Run, on the ball side. Fiji attacking over the 22. They still want possession. Wales looking to compete. Unbelievable game here in Bordeaux. 6-point match. Fiji still coming. Dylan Lewis on the floor. Then he lets it go. Still keeping it alive. Giving some width. Remarkable play by Fiji. Billy Mata. Botia sensibly hands on to the ball. 7 metres out. I cannot believe what I'm witnessing here in Bordeaux. It's Nantes all over, and Wales are all over the shop defensively. Still they come Fiji. The crowd are pleading with the Fijians for the victory. 7 metres out. Botia keep it tight. Men over on the far side. Randra wants it. Wales are competing. Remarkable game here. 81 and a half minutes on the clock. Still they come to Fiji. Still Wales have to defend. They're out on their feet. But Fiji come again. Now they go wide. Tuisova out wide to Randra. Oh, he's knocked it on. He's knocked it on. Oh, the ball was there. Randra with the try line beckoning. Oh, come on. Couldn't hold on to it. And Wales have escaped one of the most dramatic games of rugby you will ever see. Wales have got a win. Wales have escaped with a win. And I cannot believe what happened at the end there. So much patience by Fiji. They got all the way to the try line. They created the opportunity. It wasn't the best of passes, but Randra should have taken it. And 30 players are all out on their feet, all on the floor. James Hook, summarise that for me.
How would you summarise that? What a game of rugby. The crowd is still applauding. 2 minutes after the game to just witness one of the great Rugby World Cup matches. As you say, guys, 30 players out on their feet, giving absolutely everything. I think Wales, they weathered the storm. They deserved the win in the end. But Fiji, by jingo, they played their part, didn't they?
God, he had to come out to the last pass of the game. Oh, the last pass. Well, to be honest, the boys, they're out on their feet. They emptied the tank. And what a way to...
Tuisova went for the long pass, and it just bounced once into Randra's hands. He still had work to do, but he would be taking that bounce back 8 times out of 10. What a game we've had. 4 tries apiece, and Wales have won by 32 points to 26.
Well, What an incredible game of rugby to start the World Cup for Wales. Never has a knock-on been celebrated so wildly. The drinks went everywhere here in the clubhouse at the Cardiff Arms Park. Gareth Rousseau and Josh Navidi and James Hook. Lost for words, I think, by the end of that, guys. I mean, you said it in commentary, James. First of all, what a match. What a start to the tournament. And Wales just about get the win. Just about.
Unbelievable. I think, you've got to credit both teams for the part they played in this match. I think Wales, they started the second half superbly well. They looked in complete control. But we said it here in commentary, we said it before the game, we said it for months. The threats Fiji possess, and they didn't disappoint. They came back into this game and they were phenomenal. But let's credit Wales, the amount of tackles they had to make through that game, and still hanging on in the end. And it came down to, as you say, that last knock on. If he collects that, Radradra, he's in. But what an incredible game. What a match.
Josh Navidi, what was it, 209, 210, we've lost count. How many tackles Wales got through? Talk about bruised and battered bodies. I mean, the limbs will be aching in the morning.
God, I'm pretty sure the back row shoulders will be in bits tomorrow. 248 tackles the boys made, and to be honest, my heart was in my throat towards the end. I was very nervous, but fair play, the boys dug in. I know that pass could have gone to hand easily and it would have been a walk-in, but fair play to the scramble defence and just putting pressure on the Fijian team. And it's probably the performance now we weren't looking for, but it's the win now we wanted. And I think this is where it all begins now. It's the momentum that we want to get through the pro stages to take us further.
Wales going level with Australia on 5 points, having scored 4 tries. Gareth Baby, the former Fiji coach, is with me here in Cardiff. What a second half in particular. I mean, let's credit Wales how they responded, first of all, to the first half and how well they performed. During the the first part of the second half at least.
We said at half time that obviously Wales had come in under a bit of pressure. I thought they controlled, as the boys had just said, they controlled certainly the first part of the second half particularly well. The kicks were going to where Dan wanted them to go. They were creating some pressure, and actually Fiji made a few errors which sort of created pressure on themselves, and Wales capitalised on that. But the one thing that obviously I think Wales can credit themselves for is probably 3 times the errors they forced out of Fiji right on goal line defence. I think there's 3 tries there Fiji will be scratching their heads how they didn't get to, but equally the resilience, toughness, that's what Warren will talk about in terms of what built over the summer period, the lead up to what we've done, where the fitness comes from and the ability to make those 248 tackles. I think the majority of them were actually in the Welsh 22, and to do that and come away with a win is pretty special.
Although at times, Josh and James, you kind of thought, are Wales doing their best to sort of undo all of the good stuff with the discipline issues? Kept seeing Dan Bigger on the TV here, and you probably had the same shots on the bench, just going through all the emotion. And we saw how he reacted, how he shouted at his team at half time, and the Damachowski yellow as well, threatening to sort of undo all of that good work. I mean, was discipline a problem?
Yeah, you could say that every time Fiji were very good when they were in the 22, the speed of ball they were having, the pick and going, and that's where the pressure came. And I think we need to just give a yard in defensive, because we've given away a couple of offside penalties today, and you can't give away so many penalties at this level that you won't get it. 17 penalties you give away, and normally you talk about giving away minus 10 penalties maximum, that's it. But 17 penalties is massive, and I think we're lucky to get away with how many yellow cards we had today. I think we could have possibly had another.
I think on that as well, though, that's the pressure Fiji are putting on you as a defensive team, and that amount of pressure, something's got to give, and unfortunately it was the amount of penalties. But I think you've got to give Wales so much credit for the way they weathered that storm in the first half, controlled large periods that second half. As we said, we knew Fiji were going to come back into it. But what a win for Wales. Momentum that's going to give this Welsh team now is huge.
Yeah, 2 first half tries, Josh Adams and George North, and then 2 in the second half, Elliot Dee and Lewis Rees-Zammit, who wants to be king of the world. He said it himself, getting his first World Cup try on the board. We talked about Dan Bigger and his half-time rant. Let's hear from the Wales number 10.
It was absolutely exhausting. The last 10 minutes felt like the clock never moved. We put everything into it. Fiji came strong at the end, and I'm just really thrilled for this group of players, this group of people, that we managed to see it through, because the work we put in, the effort we put in over the last few months has just been incredible, and it just puts us in such a good position in the group, and I'm just absolutely delighted. Absolutely drained, but the most important thing was the result.
Your passion isn't matched, Dan. It's incredible to see. Does it make it all the more special with it being your last dance?
Well, look, tonight was anything about me, but that's why I just wanted this so much for the team, for the amount of people in the stands here, the amount of Welsh people here, the amount of people back home, the sacrifices for everyone, and I wanted this to be special for the group, and if it's special for the group, then hopefully it'll be special for me in the end.
Yeah, a 6-point win feels pretty special, I think, in the end, given how tight it was and how Fiji almost snatched the win there at the end. With that last break, that last attack into the Reds. So let's talk to a few of the fans who've watched the game here at the Cardiff Arms Park Clubhouse. Whew, how are you feeling at the end of it, guys?
My heart rate is so high. It's just, so intense, and all the way through. And that last kick, oh God, anything could have happened. It could have all been gone then and there. Yeah, truly, well, it was a game that we won't forget for a while.
You won't forget it. How did you feel watching it? Did you feel pride watching Wales in that game? There's not been a lot of pride, has it, following Wales this year, but were you proud?
Yeah, I think I was proud, definitely proud of the guys in that game. Like going all the way through it, they showed that they put a load of heart into it, a lot of commitment into every hit, and you could just see that they were taking their eye off the ball a little bit towards the end, and they were coming at them with full steam. So it was good to see them see it through, and definitely proud of the guys.
Who impressed you tonight? We saw some big performances from big game players, you might argue. Josh Adams who was leading scorer, wasn't he, at the last World Cup, from George North in his 4th competition. Lewis Rees-Zammit there with a good one of his own during the second half. Who impressed you this evening?
I like Josh Adams. I expect him to do that defensively, although he is known for his defence in the wing. Usually under the high ball, not for tackling, especially not from like some 20-stone Fijian winger. Very good. Aaron Wainwright was obviously nothing like flashy, but he did his work. Probably a boiler room boy. Yeah, those were 2 faves.
You guys seem pretty happy customers then overall with what you've seen, and now you're off on a road trip, as you said earlier to us. You're going to go and watch the Portugal game next weekend in Nice, and several other games as well.
Yeah, we've got quite a few games lined up, so we're going to do a nice tour of south of France, and hopefully see some more wins for Wales.
Who are you going to see?
We're going to see Tonga, Scotland. We're going to see Georgia, Portugal, I think, and Namibia, Uruguay.
And how are you? Well, it's a good mixed bag of games. How are you feeling about Wales' chances now of going through this group with obviously Portugal to come? You'd expect to win that, and Georgia.
I reckon we got it. Honestly, the Australians are capable of. I don't think they'll pull their tricks out of the bag though, but yeah.
We've got this, you say. We've got it. Okay, listen guys, thanks for talking to us this evening.
Thanks.
Enjoy the rest of it. Sleep well.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers, much. Cheers, guys. Gareth Baber still with me as well. I mean, you're pretty calm as a coach, obviously, but I mean, you must be feeling pretty nervous, pretty not sweaty as such, but you know what I mean, pretty nervous watching that towards the end of that game.
Yeah, what a great spectacle of sport more than anything. You can't help but get your heart racing on that one. I think that Wales, unfortunately, sort of just before, about 10 minutes before the end of the game, they felt that they had it done, and Fiji will always come back at you. You know, actually they're more dangerous when they feel potentially they're not in with a shout. They want to prove people wrong, and I think that's something that Warren will be warning against moving forward. But equally so, you can't take it away from what Wales produced tonight, and especially in a defensive perspective they did. We talked about the physicality of the Fijians at half time, and I think Wales did their best to neutralise that second half and deserve the win.
Let's get a final word then from the two guys in Bordeaux, James and Josh. Really enjoyed your commentary and your insights this evening, guys. I mean, it's on to Nice then for Portugal at the weekend. They've only met once before, Wales and Portugal, and Wales put 102 points on in Lisbon back in 1995. Is it going to be straightforward, and what changes might you make, James?
Yeah, I think we'll be fighting against Portugal, and I think there will be a lot of changes as well, you know, and make no bones about it, this is going to take a lot out of the players. As you said, the amount of tackles, the amount of effort they've put in. There's going to be a lot of sore bodies for a good few days. So there'll be a lot of changes, I think, against Portugal. It's not a foregone conclusion, but you'd expect us to come through and then prepare for two huge tests against Georgia and Australia. But as we already mentioned, momentum is massive. Let's not underestimate the amount of pressure Wales would under going into this game. A lot of people wrote Wales off before this game, said how well Fiji have been playing, and rightly so. So they deserve a huge amount of credit, and that momentum is going to be massive now going into the tournament.
So Josh, Wales prove a big point tonight.
Yeah, it's massive. I know a lot of people wrote us off, and the standards that Fiji have and the quality throughout, that we have to be scared of them, but we have proved a big point today, and we can win games. I know it wasn't pretty. I know we didn't play the best we'd like to, but at the end of the day, we got our scoreboard ticking over. We had that margin, and we were lucky to see it out. But I think the group of players we got and the turnaround that we have in the group stages, that we can rest boys and just make sure everyone's fresh for every game and putting our best 15 out for every game. And the boys are going to be a little bit battered and bruised, but it's a big squad. They'll make a lot of changes to get some fresh legs out there, because that was war today. The boys have gone through hell.
The boys of war in Bordeaux, says Josh Davidi. Thank you guys, really enjoyed that this evening. James Hook and Josh Davidi will be with us again then on Saturday. Gareth Baber, we're out of time. Thank you so much for being with us. Hope you've enjoyed it. Absolute pleasure to have your company and your expertise on Fiji tonight. So it is on to Nice on Saturday for Portugal. Only met once before, as we say. Big win then. Can they do it again? And we go from Bordeaux to Riga. Wales' footballers in Latvia tomorrow night for that vital Euro qualifier, live on Radio Wales from 7. And you know what? Let's hope it's less tense than tonight was. Thank you very much for being with us. It's time for some soothing music, and boy do we need that. Beverly's World of Music, next on Radio Wales.
Your team for Welsh sport. This is BBC Radio Wales Sport.